TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
This week, Israel continues to fight her enemies from within and from abroad, while the U.S. and Saudi Arabia are working together with this new normalization deal now between Israel and Saudi Arabia. We'll talk about all of this and much more, but first, let's say thank you. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. We have to say it because you have to understand what a wonderful blessing it is that you are to these wonderful people here in the state of Israel. These families, these husbands and wives and children of theirs who you are touching so amazingly in their lives and helping them when their time of need. And it's just so beautiful to be able to be a part of, to be the messenger between you guys and them. It's just it's a blessing to us, and I'm sure it's a great blessing to you, and we know it is an enormous blessing to the people that you are helping, and it's all in His name. So and it's spreading the love that we know from our Lord and Savior. So it's just a beautiful thing all the way around. If you haven't yet and you want to, there's ways to be a part of this ministry. There's links below all of our videos to the Patreon page or to the Support Us page. Or you could just go to thegoldenreport.com, click on the Support Us page, and find whichever way is best for you to send your support to these wonderful people here in the state of Israel. And another thing is you could always like, subscribe, and share these videos. So thank you. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it. We started this week off with a terrorist attack on Saturday night, moments before the Shabbat was over. The attack took place in Tel Aviv, and the terrorist was shot and stopped from killing a large number of Jews. This was near where all the anti-reform protesters were, and it's possible that the terrorist, was planning to go there, seeing how it is gathering of a large amount of Jews. Two security agents saw him and was able to stop him, but not before the terrorist was able to kill one of the agents. The terrorist was from Jenin.
Yes. Yeah. You can see in the video from the security camera from one of the storefronts where the terrorist was walking by, and then he ran into these two security agents who quickly realized he looked very suspicious and made him start running away. And then they pulled their guns, and it was a whole ordeal. And these two security agents did their job and saved who knows how many lives, because I am 100% sure that this terrorist was walking around Tel Aviv all this time and waiting for the numbers to get to big numbers, to the left-wing protesters that are always in Tel Aviv every weekend, protesting against the judicial reform, and go in and do a lot of damage.
You are right. You are totally right. This now we know after investigation that this terrorist came into Israel, into Tel Aviv in Shabbat morning. He was there more than 5 hours, walking on the streets and waiting for
this.
Yes. So yeah. I'm sure this was
his
intention.
It has to have been his intention. These two in a poor family that lost one of the guys who died, stopping this guy. They've who knows how many people they saved.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. The night before, at a Jewish village near Ramallah, a Jewish shepherd was under attack by Arabs in the area that gathered around him. Jews from surrounding villages came to help him, and then the Arabs threw rocks and fired fireworks at him. At the point, the Jews in the area finally had to shoot back with their pistols, killing one of the Arabs that was attacking them. Of course, the Jews that were attacked were arrested and interrogated. On top of everything, this Jewish village is not really a legal village. These are Jewish these are Jewish people that live and go and make sort of illegal villages in areas that Jews aren't occupying it, even though it is the land of Israel, our Jewish land, and super patriotic and putting their lives on the line out here right up close to these problematic Arab areas, trying to preserve the land of Israel for Israel, which, by the way, left-wing government people, every time like the last time we had a left-wing government, they are very against these group of guys.
Yeah.
These guys, they do some things. I don't agree with everything they do, but the fact that they are putting in this, not just men, they take their families, men with their wives and their kids, go to these areas, and some of these women are pretty tough.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want to mess with them.
Yeah.
But, and they just really, out of patriotism, put their lives on the line to keep this land Jewish.
Yes, I also disagree with few things that they're doing, but they keep holding on the land for people like us that not, I won't put my family in risk there to live there, but they're doing a holy war. I don't know if it's war, but a holy thing just to keep hold on the land.
Well, I think it is holy because the Lord promised us this land, and it's unholy for us to give away the land that God gave us.
Yeah, just to make things clear, Area C belongs to Israel under international law.
Absolutely.
And right now, last year, it was 80,000 illegal buildings that Arabs built there. And every day they build new buildings illegal there. So it's so important for Jewish people to come and keep some kind of hold on the land.
The land that's ours,
because
our land.
The last government didn't ruin the illegal buildings that the Arabs built there.
Absolutely.
On Sunday, in the middle of the day, the Israeli SWAT closed on a car in the main road coming out of Jenin with 3 terrorists in it, with weapons and plans to head to a Jewish village nearby and carry out a terrorist attack. The Israeli SWAT team was able to surprise them, take them out, and take the M16 with ammunition that they had to carry out the attack. Israeli intelligence is so good and able to stop most of the attacks, but not all of them.
Yes, well, we had the one that came through Saturday morning, like we just talked about. But still, the security agents were able to stop him, thank God. But 90, I'm not exaggerating, 99% of the attacks that the Arabs plan on Jews in Israel, the Israeli intelligence are able to stop. Yeah. This is just another testimony to how good the Israeli intelligence are. It was so good that they didn't even work. They were able to, in a relaxed way, just at the right time, knowing which car, just pull out, block the road when this car terrorist was coming, because they knew where they were at, when they were planning, when they left the home, what they were doing, where they were going. They knew everything.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to go in and danger their own lives and do things. They had so much information. They knew exactly even the road they were going to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was great.
Yeah, but look again, Jenin again. We have to come back and do military operations in Jenin.
Yeah, but we do. We are. We're still doing things in Jenin, just not big ones. But we still are. But it's a thing that Israel always does. After we had a big operation in Jenin or someplace like that, the outside world makes us take a step back to allow the Palestinian Authority to regain control and order in those areas, which they don't. And the only thing they do is promote terrorism.
More ammunition, more weapons, more.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's it's just a merry-go-round. We keep going round and round and round, and I don't see. Actually, I don't see it ever stop. This is the situation we've had. This is the situation we're in, and this is the situation we are going to be in the future. It's just the way it is, unless, God forbid, some left-wing government here is able to give away so much land or something, but I don't see that happening either. Yeah. But so this is just what this is status quo for our country. Yeah. That's just the way it is here. Man. On Sunday night, Israel carried out an airstrike in Syria. This was, as usual, an airstrike taking out a large stash of weapons from Iran to Hezbollah. This was a large strike that also took out an Iranian engineer that was on a secret project with Syria. Yet another important issue to point out is that this is the first airstrike since the left-wing pilot protesters threatened not to fly here in the state of Israel in the Israeli Air Force. It is good to see that the Israeli Air Force is still active and has not been stopped with these left-wing protesters.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, me neither, but it's just good to see it in action.
Yeah.
It's just good to see it in action.
Yeah.
Put it in their faces. See, look,
Exactly.
you can talk all you want, but when push comes to shove, this is all a big joke. I think you guys know what we're talking about. You see this. It's all going on 8-9 months now.
Yeah.
Over 8 months already. These protesters, it's just growing. It's gotten to where it was in the pilots in the IDF. Saying they protest the left-wing pilots, the ones that are in there, saying they're not going to fly for missions anymore or do training anymore for Israel because of this judicial reform. So after all that, we still see that everything still works as normal.
Yeah.
Well, the Biden administration has been pushing for the normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia. You notice this new word, normalization, it's come up only in the last few years. It used to be called peace between countries, you have a mutual agreement between countries and people, but now it's called normalization. Yeah, now we're going to be normalized.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you feel like you've been normalized?
Oh, yeah, finally.
Yeah, well, this normalization that the Biden administration is pushing on Israel. I put it this way, to the people here in Israel, I can tell you from our perspective that this does not feel like the U.S. has Israel's best interests in mind. It feels more like the U.S. and Saudi Arabia together as friends pushing Israel into a deal by making us give up more than what we want. And it is quite a bit more than what we want, to be honest with you. First of all, as usual, they want us to put into clause something like Israel's working towards a two-state solution with the Palestinians and the Palestinian Authority, which I hope we're not, and we shouldn't be, and we definitely don't need to be signing anything about that. The second thing they're trying to push with this deal is they allow Saudi Arabia to have a civilian nuclear program for, like having a nuclear power plant to make electricity and everything. This is not something you want in the Middle East. You don't want all these Arab countries all of a sudden, everyone having this new race who gets the nuclear power first, right? It's just a lot of ridiculous nonsense, this Biden administration. And like I said, the feeling Israelis get around here on this particular deal, well, actually in this particular administration of Biden's, is the U.S. with this Arab country, Saudi Arabia, they're a team, and they're trying to get us to do something. That's the general feeling we have over here in Israel.
It's not like we don't want peace or normalization.
Of course.
We want it. It will benefit both sides.
Yes.
But it feels like United States is pushing it on our back, kind of, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, peace or normalization or whatever you want to call it with these Arab countries, that's been happening quite often lately. I'm not going to get into all the biblical prophecies of false peaces and this and that. No. I'm just talking about actually what's happening right now. We know about the prophecies, and we know what everything means, and we know what the times we're in and everything. But what I'm talking about now is just the human side, okay, of these normalizations. And the fact of the matter is, the more freedom of movement Israel and Israelis have in Arab countries like Bahrain, the Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, which, by the way, Saudi Arabia also just made a normalization deal with Iran. All these abilities to be able to move around in these countries helps our Mossad and intelligence. I know I probably shouldn't put it out there, but it's too late. It's already out there, Ola. It's already out there. So if there is a place, a country like Saudi Arabia, where an Israeli is able to fly freely like we are nowadays, which is new for us to go to, to Bahrain and the Arab Emirates, right? And so if there's a place that we could fly freely, at the same time Iranians can fly freely, well, then there's a place that we can make some contact, and maybe things could happen. So you can see how these things could be in Israel's better interest to be able to do certain things.
Yeah.
Right. But doesn't mean that we have to agree to it with the Biden administration's new best friend, Saudi Arabia. We don't have to agree to their deals.
Yeah.
And their terms.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, weird things going on in Lebanon. First, many countries ask their citizens to leave Lebanon and not to travel there. Then on Wednesday night, Hezbollah truck full of weapons flipped on its side in the area controlled by Hezbollah opposers. The crowd surrounded the truck, trying to get into it. Lebanese army came to protect the truck. 2 people were killed. So the people who were killed is actually Christians who oppose Hezbollah government or Hezbollah control. And the truck traveled from one point to Hezbollah, how do you say, storage?
Okay.
Weapon storage. And they have no other road to travel except through this.
This is the
field.
route they take. Yeah.
Yes. So in the future, they will have to do the same trip.
Yes.
And it looks like those people feel the power. And I think in the future, we may hear some kind of conflicts
between Hezbollah and these people.
Especially when we know that Hezbollah situation and Lebanon situation is very, very bad.
Yes.
Very bad.
Very bad, yes.
So people just got enough. People had enough. They don't trust Hezbollah anymore. They want some kind of revolution. I don't know how to call it, but some kind of conflict. Get over with Hezbollah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that sounds pretty sketchy situation for those Christians or believers to be in. If Hezbollah, they're on Hezbollah's target now. It sounds just like to me, there's a big chance that we're going to hear in the news this whole town was wiped out all of a sudden.
I hope not.
But of course not. Of course we hope that. Well, I rambled on quite a bit about different things there. You got anything you want to add?
No, I'm finished.
You sure?
Yes, thank you.
You got to say something.
I don't have to.
Well, Sunday is going to be your birthday.
Yeah.
Everyone can sing happy birthday. She's how old? 18, 19, 20?
Plus.
No, we're not telling ages.
No.
Okay, well, it's a birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next week,
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.